And I like the idea of sanctions if they are targeted, which I believe they are. Let's look at what the sanctions are, because I honestly can't say, and I am curious as all beans. And let's just sort of talk about these a little bit. Russian sanctions. Let's look at Canada's sanctions. So this is from the Government Canada website. So there's, according to them, types of sanctions. There's asset freezes, there's export and import restrictions, and there's financial prohibitions. The regulations impose an asset freeze and dealings prohibition on designated persons listed in Schedule 1, which include both individuals and entities. It is prohibited for any person in Canada and any Canadian outside Canada to deal in any property wherever situated, held by, or on behalf of a designated person whose name is listed in Schedule 1. And Schedule 1, for the record, let's see, before we let's take a look at Schedule 1 if I can find the fucking thing. Of course not. That'd be handy. My understanding is that Schedule 1 refers to specific individuals who are high ups in the Russian government, and not to sort of John Q. Public. So I'm not sure who Schedule 1 is directly, but that is my understanding. Enter into or facilitate directly or indirectly any transaction related to such a dealing, provide any financial or other related services in respect of such a dealing, make any goods wherever situated available to a designated person listed in Schedule 1, provide any financial or related service to or the benefit of a designated person listed in Schedule 1. The individuals listed in Part 1.1 of Schedule 1 to the regulations are also inadmissible to Canada until the Immigration and Refugee Protection are under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. So again, this is sort of like the top rich dudes in and banks in Russia. So this is not about we're going to target all Russians. We're not talking about food embargoes and things like that. Starve out the enemy. We're talking about like can't sell to them, can't buy from them, can't let them in the country, which just seems reasonable. The regulations also impose restrictions on certain sectors, such as the financial and energy sectors. With some exceptions, they prohibit any person in Canada and Canadians abroad from dealing in new debt of longer than 30 days maturity in relation to persons listed in Schedule 2, 90 days maturity in relation to persons listed in Schedule 3, or new debt without maturity in relation to persons listed in 3.1. Additionally, the regulations prohibit any person in Canada or Canadians abroad from dealing in new securities in relation to persons listed in Schedule 2. So I don't speak all the financial talk, but what that sounds like to me is essentially we're saying you can't lend money to not just the Schedule 1, which would be your top tier bad guys, but there are a couple of different tiers, presumably some businesses, and they're not allowed to be borrowing money except under very particular conditions. Is there a list of names in Schedule 3? I wonder how many names. Yeah, I want to look into if we can find who's in what schedule, and if we could figure out, sort of who they are. Causing, assisting, or promoting prohibited activities is likewise prohibited. That feels like a weird sentence, but it actually makes sense because of the assisting or promoting. Regulations provide a review mechanism to remove names from the schedule upon receipt of an application from a designated person. So there is still a process by which we can say, you know what, got the wrong name, take Jeremiah off that. Exceptions to the asset freeze and dealings. Hit the wrong button. Exceptions to the asset freeze and dealings prohibition on designated persons listed in Schedule 1 are available for the following: payments made on behalf of or by or on behalf of designated persons pursuant to. Anyways, I don't think that's important. This might have links. Let's just do a find schedule. Jesus, Canadian government, get your shit together. Actually do hyperlinking, maybe, would be a thing that would be fun. Oh, here we go. Okay, so our number, the part, Schedule 1, Part 1 is a grand total of, well, it's more than I thought, 120 names. Part 1.1 is, so that part 1 was just individuals. Part 1.1 is individuals' gross human rights violations. That's a terrible list to find your name on. Holy shit! And that's only 9. Part 2 is entities, which is banks and businesses. Strойgas Montage is getting a little bit lambasted there. Probably a good thing. I don't know anything about them. But there is a total of 71 companies that are on the list. And then Schedule 2 was our lesser but still smashy sanctions. Entities would be a bunch of banks and aircraft corporation. Schedule 3, a very small list of some more organizations. Schedule 4 is goods. So this would be, I like how they say column 1 and column 2. Like, I know they're columns. So there's seamless stainless steel line pipe of a kind used for oil and gas pipelines. Oh, there's a shock that we're still gonna allow that. I'm assuming that that's what Schedule 4 is things that we will still allow people to buy. So pipelines, drill pipe, steel tubing used in drilling for oil and gas. I don't know if, again, like I don't have what happened with Section 4 in front of me. I don't know if these are things that we're like accepting from the process, or if they are, you know what, let's just see if we can quickly find from the top. We'll just look for Schedule 4. And we'll go up to where it is in the Act. It is prohibited for any person in Canada and any Canadian outside Canada to export, sell, supply, or ship any good referred to in column 1, wherever situated to Russian or any person in Russia for use in offshore oil exploration or production at a length greater than 500. Like, do we really have to go, you know, if you're 450 meters, we can sell you all of these things. We just can't do it if you're 500 meters. Like, that just feels stupid. Oil exploration or production in the Arctic, or shale oil exploration or production. Neat. So yeah, it makes sense then that this is a lot of pipeline related stuff. Yeah. What other schedules are? Oh, there's no other. So that's our sanctions. Is essentially, as Canada, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, we're not fucking around. This list of very targeted people and very targeted organizations are not allowed to be supported financially right now. First off, I want to say thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out. I try to put up stuff at least once a week, and I live stream every Saturday at noon Mountain Time on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, like an old man. Again, thanks for watching, and have a kick-ass day.